Joining us now, Scott Presler. Scott, a longtime supporter of President Trump. You know what Scott did? He started his own organization. This is a nonprofit organization. He just started it. And what they're doing now is they're going around the country in urban areas that are downtrodden and rat-infested. And they're going around the country, and they've got a bunch of volunteers they coordinate, and they pick up trash. I kid you not. They pick up trash. Not like a few bags of trash, not like a few papers of litter. No, I'm talking tons of trash in downtrodden, rat-infested areas that have been neglected by the elite liberals in these urban areas. They go in and they pick up tons of trash. I went to L.A., and you know that homeless area down there where we did the expose on with all the rats, and I mean, it's just horrible. They picked up 2.5 tons of trash and hauled it away. And he's joining us now, Scott Presler. Scott, great to have you, man. You're like the trash man.
You know, I never thought that I would grow up to be a professional trash picker-upper, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. Thanks for having me, John.
Scott, it's always good to have you. And so everybody knows, Scott, with the Trump campaign in Virginia, worked out of our Chesapeake office of back in 2016, been one of the original Trump supporters in Virginia. Tell us now, Scotty, about your organization and how you got involved in picking up garbage.
Well, I was inspired by President Trump's tweet. You know, he called national attention to the city of Baltimore. And I was really angry, John, because for 2 weeks I sat and I watched. Everybody was talking, tweeting, Facebooking, but nobody was actually addressing the real problem at the city of Baltimore. So I sent out one tweet. I said, I am going to go to the city of Baltimore and pick up trash, even if it's me just standing on the street corner. And I didn't realize what I had done, because at that point I had unleashed the floodgate. And, you know, I've got a pretty nice social media following. So people from all across the country were saying, Scott, how can I help? What can I do? What can I do to support Baltimore? So within 6 days in August, we arranged 170 volunteers from all across the country, and we picked up 12 tons of trash in 12 hours in the city of West Baltimore.
Now, when you picked it up, where did it go? Like, how did you get it to the dump?
Well, we paid out of pocket, and I want to make that very clear, out of pocket, 3 dumpsters. Each dumpster was $500 that we had to pay for because the city of Baltimore did not give us a permit. In fact, they denied our permits because we wanted to make sure this trash was being removed from the city. So we paid $1,500 to have dumpsters come in on roll-offs and then have the waste removed out of the city.
Now, Scott, how are you getting the funding for this?
This is all 100% grassroots. So if anybody would like to support this work, you can go to Scott Presler. There's only one S in Presler.org. And so far, just to give you an idea of what we've done 3 cleanups in Baltimore. We've been to Virginia Beach, Virginia, which you know very well. We've been to Newark, New Jersey, and we've been to Los Angeles, California. And to give you an idea of the work that we've accomplished in just 3 months, we've picked up 79 tons of trash. That's 29 tons of trash from the city of Baltimore in 3 cleanups, and 50 tons of trash from Los Angeles. So within 3 times of going to Baltimore, we still have not been able to get the same amount that we did in the city of Los Angeles.
It's unbelievable. And let me just tell you this. If you want to follow Scott on Twitter, it's at Scott Presler, Presler. You want to do that. He also has a hashtag. You've heard, of course, the Democrats have the resistance. Scott calls himself the persistent. I love this. The persistence. That's with a P. The persistence. And, Scott, what you've done on your own is unbelievable. And this whole trash thing just started a couple months ago, because the last time we had you on, you weren't even involved in it. You were doing other things, you know, getting some rallies together, things of that nature, getting Trump supporters together. But you want to go to scottpresler.org. This is something you want to donate to, because Scott takes very little money out for himself. But what he does with this money is he picks up garbage around the country in these Democratic urban hellholes that the liberal elites have created, and they don't do crap about. Do you see the liberals out there picking up garbage? No. Rats are running around. They're rat infested. The whole thing is horrible, but it takes Scott Presler to go out with all of his fans. They go out there and they spend their own money and they pick garbage up. I mean, how'd you like to go spend a weekend in Los Angeles battling the rats picking up trash? Not exactly a fun thing to do, right?
Well, and it's been amazing, John, because just to give you an example, we were in Representative Cummings' district. Representative Cummings is the one that President Trump called attention to. And I spoke to a woman who said, Scott, next year I'm voting red. She said, no more blue. I'm voting red. So look, this work of showing love through our actions, this work of going into the city of Baltimore to say, hey, I'm done talking. I'm going to start doing. Stop talking, start doing. We were able to show Miss Adele that we care, and we were able to show 81-year-old 4'10" Miss Louise that we care. And all we had to do is just show love. So while the Democrats are all talk, we're going to show that Republicans and conservatives are action, and that is how we're going to win in 2020.
I tell you what, folks, think about this. It was, 2016. Scott was working for the Republican Party of Virginia. He was part of the Trump campaign. I think, Scott, you were working, out of the Chesapeake office, if I remember?
Virginia Beach.
Yeah, out of Virginia Beach, Chesapeake office with me and Rubino and Lloyd. And 3 years later, and he's a star. He's got his own movement, The Persistence. He's picked up 79 tons of garbage. But I love your whole message here is that people are tweeting and Facebooking, but they're not doing crap. You guys actually did something.
Yes. Well, and not only that, but we're just not picking up trash. In addition to that, we're teaching voter registration. I'm currently in Denton, Texas right now, and as you know, I've been going kind of on a tour of the country. So in the past 6 months, I've been to 10 different states, including battleground swing states like Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Iowa, Nevada. And my goal is to up voter registration, to teach Republicans how to register new voters. And specifically, I'm focused on making sure that we win Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So while we're doing the trash pickup, I'm also very laser focused on voter registration.
What is President Trump's backing right now in the gay community, Scott? How would you classify it?
Let's put it this way. In 2016, because many of your listeners may know, I did come out after the Pulse nightclub terrorist attack. That was my defining moment when I said, enough is enough. I'm going to come out. And I was vilified by many people. I was embraced by the Trump community, but I was hated by the Democrat community. And now, oh my gosh, I've never seen so many LGBT people coming out in support vocally, and very boldly for Trump, which is not easy. Being a minority supporting our president is not easy because the Democrats call you Uncle Tom. The Democrats send you death threats. They say horrible things. But I'm telling you right now, President Trump is going to win a historic amount of votes from not only the gay community, but also the black community. And I've seen it in the work that I do. Everywhere I go across the country, people are coming out in support. And the main reason why is because right now the left, remember how you said that they are the resistance, we are the persistence?
Yes.
The biggest reason is because the left is all about hate right now. I mean, their message is so negative, and they're all talking about this impeachment plot, but they've got no solutions to help our country. While let's focus on positivity, let's focus on jobs, let's focus on the economy, let's focus on building up our community. And if we focus on a message of love, the independent voters in our country, including all those minority communities that are benefiting from President Trump's lowest amount of unemployment in history, are going to go, wow, I don't want to go to the party of hate. I want to go to the party of love.
So, Scott, let me ask you this. Those members of the LGBTQ community, the gay community that have come out for the president,
yes,
you were talking about the level of vitriol they're facing from Democrats. Is that
Yes.
beyond what you would expect normally from just any Trump supporter gets a certain amount of negativity. You put a sign up, you get people sneering at you and things of that nature. For those in the gay community that are overtly out for President Trump, what are they faced with every day?
It's worse. I know. Many Trump supporters already face, the name calling and et cetera. Even the violence of just wearing a MAGA hat sometimes may make you a target. But when you're a minority and when you're a gay person that dares be a free thinker and to say, I'm going to vote for President Trump, oh, it's the worst. I mean, I've heard it all. I've heard the Democrats say, I hope ISIS throws you off of a building to me. I've heard from the Democrats, I hope you get AIDS and die. They call me Uncle Tom. They call me a self-hating gay person. They even call me homophobic. And, of course, I get, the occasional death threat on Twitter. But, we just have to rise above that because the Democrats want to intimidate me. The Democrats want to bully me into voting their way. The Democrats think that they own me. And I want to make this very clear on your show, John. I, as a gay person, do not subscribe to that form of mental slavery that the Democrat Party thinks that they own me simply because of my sexuality. I am a free thinker, and I am a proud Donald Trump supporter, and the Democrat Party will never own me with their mental slavery.
Wow. And when you call it mental slavery, elaborate on that, Scott.
Well, Kanye West is a brilliant man that during in a crowded performance, he was talking about how Abraham Lincoln was a Republican, and Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, and how he doesn't subscribe to having to vote a certain way because of the color of his skin. And I very much am in line with other minority communities, and I agree. You don't have to be Democrat because of the color of your skin. You don't have to be Democrat because of your sexuality. You don't have to be Democrat because of your gender. All of those are forms of mental slavery, and I think Kanye is brilliant in saying that.
You're on the John Fredericks Radio Network and the John Fredericks Radio app. We're with Scott Presler. Scott has his own website. Go to scottpresler.org, and he's a Trump supporter. He's gay, and he has been fighting with us side by side from the very beginning. One of the original Trump supporters in Virginia, one of the people that I personally counted on as Trump chairman in Virginia Beach for a lot of stuff, did a fabulous job for us. And but now he's out. I mean, he's doing all kinds of things. He's registering voters. He's picking up 79 tons of trash in the Democratic stronghold urban areas where the Democrats don't do anything. And you can donate to his organization because he's doing fabulous work. Just go to scottpresler.org. And look, give him $25, give him $50, 10, whatever he can afford, because you know it's going to go to a good cause. And the best cause is going to go to is picking up garbage. I mean, just get garbage off the street is a good thing. I mean, it takes Scott Presler to pick the trash up. It's pretty funny, Scott, what you've done. And I mean, this is unique for me because I can say I remember Scott back when, and I remember. I don't know how old you are, but we had 3 or 4 people in Virginia Beach, and you were one of the key people. And at the beginning, we didn't have a lot going on there. We didn't have a lot of resources in Virginia at the time, but Scott did a hell of a job for us there. Scott, what's on the agenda for Scott Presler next?
So now I'm in Denton. I'm going to be doing events in Keller, Texas today and tomorrow. Then the 10th through 12th, I'll be in Miami, Florida for the American Priority Conference, where Sarah Huckabee Sanders and Donald Trump Jr. will be. Then the 13th to the end of the month, I'm hitting every major city in Texas to bump up voter registration and do cleanings. Because you may have heard the city of Austin is having a huge homeless epidemic. Shocker. another Democratic city with an explosion of homelessness and trash. And what is the Democrat mayor doing about it? Well, it seems like Scott Presler is having to come to town to help out again. And then after that, I'm going to New Hampshire, another battleground state, to help out with voter registration. So I'm literally spending every waking moment traveling from coast to coast, picking up trash and registering voters. And yes, like you said, no, this is my life. No, you have no idea. I told my ma, I said, Ma, did you ever think that your baby boy would be traveling the country picking up trash and potentially getting bubonic plague and typhus fever? And she, so this wasn't what I expected to do growing up, but I think this is my calling, and I'm doing something good for the country, so that's all that matters. So yes, my website is scottpresler.org.
Go to scottpresler.org and look, give him some money because it's going to go to a good cause. My concern for you is the rats. See, I mean, you got enough disease with that garbage you're picking up, but you got gloves on. I want you to be sure you wear those big combat boots, the big thick ones with the steel toes, because of the rats, and that's really what carries the diseases around. So you got to be careful of that. I always ask for the off the record when Scott and I are talking. I always ask him to look out for the rats because see, I've got Sammy the cat to protect me. I just put him on my pants, and then rats will not come anywhere near me in Washington. All I have to do is put them outside for like an hour and it's over. They all scatter.
Okay.
So I've got Sammy, my protector. All right, couple of texts here. Nick in Virginia Beach says Scott is the man. Thanks for having him on. Ivan in Woodbridge says Scott is a wise, inspiring man, and he's infectious. Thank you, Scott. God bless for all you do and say. And he says, Scott, you're inspiring the country.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so that's very nice. Joseph in Suffolk's got a question. He says, ask Scott if he's ever seen – okay, I got to stop laughing. Ask Scott if he's ever seen a city run by Democrats that wasn't an S-hole.
Well, let's put it this way. You show me in America a ghetto, and I'll show you a city under Democratic control. And I hate to say it, but it's true.
All right, good answer, Scott. Thanks for being with us.
But
Scott
I'm not going to say that
word. Boy, you and I, Scott, we've come a long way, no question about it. Back in those days at the Virginia Beach office.
I know. I found a gray hair the other day. I was like, see, President Trump, this is what I'm doing for you. My beautiful, majestic mane now has a gray hair. Thanks a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know when you first came to work for us, I'll just tell you, some of the older people didn't like his hair. And so I actually got, you can't really complain about the way somebody looks, right, in today's work environment. But I got a few texts about his hair. I'm like, I don't really give a rat's tail about his hair. The guy's doing a good job for us. I mean, give me a break. At least it's clean. John Fredericks Radio Network. And, of course, for somebody with no hair, I was actually quite jealous of all your hair. John Fredericks Radio Network. Our Disruptor segment coming up. Scott, keep up the good work, buddy.